Whoa. What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to a brand new video here on my YouTube channel. And for those of you that are new around here and don't know who I am, my name's Aaron and I create travel, photography and videography based content here on YouTube. So if that's something that sounds like will interest you, be sure to subscribe to the channel. It takes 2 seconds of your time and helps me out massively. But as you can tell by the title and thumbnail today, we're going to be discussing how you can plan your Interrail route. And I know from experience this is one of the most stressful parts of interrailing, but don't worry, I'm going to help you out by breaking it down step by step. If you do find this video useful at any point, be sure to let me know by leaving a like on the video. Put any comments or questions down below in the comment section, and go and check out the linked videos on the screen right now for my other Interrail videos. But let's just jump straight to it. Okay, so the first step is doing your research and planning the destinations you want to go and visit. Now, if you're going for, let's say, a month, that's what we're going to base this video on. I recommend you stay 3 to 4 days in each location. So if you're going for a month, you'll be looking at 3 to 4 days, which works out at 10 different destinations. But you don't want to just pick 10 destinations, because then if something goes wrong, you're kind of lumbered in a different place for maybe up to a week. So you want to get some wild cards as well. Wild cards, basically places that you might want to go and visit, but they're not top of your priority. So in my opinion, I think you should get 10 to 15 destinations that you would like to visit by doing your research, by checking out videos like this, or videos like other ones on YouTube. I'll link you to one right now, which is the top 5 destinations, in my opinion, in Europe. And once you've decided on the places you want to go and visit, write them all down in your notes or on a piece of paper, whichever, method you prefer. And as I said, get them wildcards in there as well. And basically, that just gives you the foundations of how you can actually plan your trip then, because once you've got all these destinations, you can start to look at them on a map and see exactly how your route's going to plan together and which destinations you want to be in on specific days. But let's just actually move on to the next process then. Okay, so the next step is plotting all your points on a map. Now, you can do this through Google Maps, but that's not my preferred method. My preferred method is, if you have already ordered your Interrail pass, you will know you get a map. And I'm just going to get mine for you right now. Okay, so this is my Interrail map, which you would have seen in other videos if you have checked it out. And I'm not too sure if you can see it. It might be a bit too bright. But basically, I have got all my plots on there, my points, my destinations, and then I've drawn the route that I was going to take. Now, the best way to do this is get a start and an end point based on your destinations you want to visit. So pick a cheap option, but pick a logistical option first. So let's say, this is never going to happen, but let's say you've got a route that goes in an exact straight line. Never pick the center to fly into and start your trip, because then you've got to go to the left to come back on yourself to go to the right. Pick somewhere that obviously makes sense for your trip, but pick somewhere quite cheap to fly into as well. And then you can plan the rest of your trip from there. So as long as you've got a start and an end point, you can plan all the middle pieces together. You can wing it if you want, but it's not the most sensible thing to do. I'm going to show you how you can plot the middle part of your trip together right now. Okay, so the best method to plan your actual route, the bulk of your trip, is by using the Interrail website. Now, I believe it's called Plan Your Trip. There is a section on the website called Plan Your Trip, and then I think it's Find Train Times. It'll be on screen right now for you guys. And basically there, you can put the exact date, the exact time, the exact places you want to travel to and from, and it will search whether there's trains for you. And this is a great way to see whether there is trains going from specific destinations. It also tells you the duration, the type of train, whether you need to reserve, what type of facilities are on the train. And obviously, if you want to stop at different places, you can literally search any train station within Europe. So it's a really, really great tool to have. If you want to be very, very specific with your planning, you can see the exact dates as to where the trains run on that day, because that's a big tip for you guys. Trains don't run every single day, especially if they are long distance trains. Sometimes in like Eastern Europe, they only run maybe like 3 to 4 times a week. So there will be some days that they're not running. So make sure you do your research before you go. And as I said, writing stuff down is key. If you look on the Interrail website and you get all these train times, write them down. You don't have to stick to them, but it's good to have a rough guide. And then another great option to use is rail.cc, and I use this specifically for actually my night trains. They're very, very good with information on night trains. They tell you every single night train that comes to and from a specific country. So let's say you pick Germany, you can see every single night train that passes through Germany, that starts in Germany, that ends in Germany. And if you actually click on the night train, it will give you even more information on the specific types of accommodation available, and it actually goes into detail about an estimate on the price. So when you come to reserve your night train, you'll have a rough idea of how much that's going to cost you. So using the rail.cc website is also very, very useful, and you need to use both of these websites to get a rough idea of how you're going to plan your trip. You can see exactly if trains run between different locations, and it will make the planning your Interrail route a much easier process. And as I said, the big thing is write everything down, and you can use that as a rough guide, or even if you just want to make notes of what days certain trains run on, it will help you massively when you're on your trip. Once you've got all your notes, your train times and train dates, and all your notes sorted for everything to do with trains, it's time to go and enjoy your trip. But there's two main tips that you need to keep in mind, and they kind of contradict each other, but it's stay flexible. And by that I mean things will go wrong. You may miss a train, some trains may not run, but don't worry, just stay flexible and everything will work out fine. Just give yourself an extra bit of time if you need to stay in a specific place. And then the other one is stay sensible. If there's only one train running from a certain place on a specific day, make sure you're there on time, make sure you get that train, and don't try and wing it, because it becomes particularly difficult if there is only one train, maybe even a week running to a certain location. So if you're pushed for time, if you're pushed for only one train per day, make sure you make it. But if there's numerous trains, just be a bit more relaxed and a bit more flexible with your plans. But that is all for this video. If you have enjoyed, be sure to let me know by leaving a like on the video. Go and check out the rest of my Interrail content if that is something that will interest you. I've got an Interrail guide, I've got stuff on destinations, I've got a lot of videos, but they will be linked throughout this one, so just click the cards or go down below in the description. If you have got any questions, leave them down below in the comment section. And obviously if you're new around here, as I said at the start of the video, be sure to subscribe to the channel. It helps me out massively. But thank you all for watching, guys. Till next time, goodbye.